to our unboxing of the GIGABYTE P34G version 2-CF1. This is GIGABYTE's new model for 2014. Biggest upgrade from the previous one is the 800 series graphics card in there. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Comes in a box like this, kind of your regular retail box with a handle. Anything with a handle from XOTIC PC, we are going to put this in a different box so you don't have to worry about this catching or anything like that. So you got your seal. Pop this open. First thing you'll notice, it does come with a nice little sleeve here. Feels like a leather. I don't know if it's 100% leather, but a sleeve is included with it. Then you have right at the front here, this is going to be your AC adapter, power cord, and in the protective sleeve here we got the GIGABYTE computer. We'll get to that in just a second. Let's take a look what's underneath. You got your drivers, utilities here, owner's manual, warranty cards, all going to be included with it. And let's take a look at the computer itself. So this is a 14-inch computer. So it's protected right there, very small. It's really designed for portability and still having some gaming power to it. So that's a GIGABYTE computer. Open it up. A microfiber protective cloth here. If you want to use it as a screen cleaner or anything like that, you definitely can. But there you go. One thing that you'll notice, any computers that are smaller than 15.6 inch do not have a 10 key on there. So it's just going to be your standard QWERTY keyboard, chiclet style, really thin computer. So there you have it. Hi everyone. Thanks for checking out XOTIC PC's video review of GIGABYTE's P34G version 2-CF1. This is going to be a 14-inch computer. It's a 1920 by 1080 screen, and it is an IPS matte type anti-reflective screen. So it's IPS type, gets you very good viewing angles. For the hardware, we're looking at the 4th generation Intel i7 4700HQ 2.4 to 3.4. Now the HQ CPUs are not upgradable. They are integrated onto the motherboard, so we cannot put any other ones in there for you. The video card, it's a brand new NVIDIA GTX 860 series. It is the 4 gig version. For the RAM, it comes pre-installed, one 8 gigabyte stick. It can be upgraded up to 16 gigs, so 2 DIMM slots, 8 gigs per DIMM slot max. One 128 gigabyte mSATA drive is included with it by default. That is also upgradable. 1 terabyte 5400 RPM secondary for storage. Again, we can also change that to a faster one, 7200 RPM, or just put an SSD in there if you'd like to. A smaller form factor like this does not have an optical drive included, so if you need one of those, you would have to go USB. And for the wireless card, we're looking at Intel's new 7260AC wireless card, so A, B, G, N, and AC support. That is changeable if you prefer something else, like a Bigfoot card, we can put that in for you. Comes pre-installed with Windows 8.1. For the warranty, you're looking at GIGABYTE's 2-year OEM warranty on there. And the biggest thing about this computer is its size. So again, 14-inch, very thin computer. For the hardware it has, just weighing in slightly about 3.5 pounds, 3.75 pounds on there. For portability, really good option to take a look at. So that's kind of the intro, let you know what we're going to be looking at. We'll take a little bit further look at the rest of the computer here. Let's take a look at the boot time. Should be pretty quick since it has the mSATA SSD drive already installed. Got my phone up here so we can see the time that it takes. I'll hit start and power at the same time. And do keep in mind some of this time is going to be for the system post. So there we have it. 28.5 seconds is where I stopped it at. Probably got done booting 27.5, maybe 28 seconds. So still very good boot times, and that's full Windows control on there. What you may have noticed, it went right into the desktop too. A lot of people do prefer that instead of the Metro interface, but you can set it up to how you want. Going to take a look at the screen and the screen viewing angles. It is an IPS type panel, so we're expecting some pretty good viewing angles on there. According to Gigabyte, 170 degrees is what the viewing angle should be. And just a side note, it does come with a 72% NTSC color gamut screen on here. So we got it dead on here. I'm going to spin it off to the left. And typically what we've seen lately, even though I can still get a good view on it, it'll get dark just because of the lighting. I'll adjust this. Let's see if we can. Right around there. So definitely at least 180 degrees there. Spin it off to the right. And we're getting close off to dead on. I'll adjust the brightness here again. Let me lean it back for you. And since I have it leaned back, give you a view of the viewing angle of just how that leans back the screen itself. And let's pull it forward. See if I can adjust the brightness here. And it just shuts off there as it thinks I'm going to close it. But you can see all the way up until it does shut off. Pretty good. So pretty much what we expected from an IPS type panel. Very good viewing angles on this guy. Alright, take a look at the keyboard for any flex that we might have. As you can see, I can press down on it with some pretty good force there, and you're not getting a lot of flex. So it's a very solid build. For regular typing, very comfortable. It's a chiclet style keyboard, one of the most preferred to type on. The touchpad itself, as I was messing around with it, setting it up, one of the things that caught my attention was how nice this touchpad is. So definitely a good feel to it, very responsive. It doesn't have the separated left and right mouse keys, but obviously you would just click right there or just tap directly on the touchpad itself if you wanted to select something. As mentioned earlier, this is just the keyboard itself. It does not have the 10 key. Any 14-inch, 13.3, anything smaller, there's just not enough room for the number pad or the 10 key on there. So if you do a lot of data entry, number entry, you may want to consider getting a USB keypad over here. All right, let's take a look at the ports. We're starting off on the back left. First thing is going to be your Kensington lock, followed by your Ethernet port, and this is a Gigabit 10100 1000. Looking at your D-Sub VGA port, 15 pin there, 2 USB 3.0 ports. Then you have one port that you use for the headphones and the microphone in. So single port right there. It's going to cover the left side. We'll go up to the front. I have indicator lights here. We'll go over those in a minute here where I can get you a little bit more information. Spin it off to the right hand side. You're going to get a USB 2.0 port here. You got your memory card reader, secure digital card, another USB 2.0 port, so 2 on the right side, HDMI out. Then we got your power AC adapter plug-in on the right hand side there. Go on the left here. Not sure if you can see that. I'll lift it up a little bit, but there it is, the exhaust vent on the left hand side here. And then we got another one on the right hand side as well. So you can get that there. So you get your 2 exhaust vents right on the bottom there. And finishing it off back on the right hand side where we started off. Right, we got a close-up of the status indicator lights. pretty standard fare right here. Left side can be your Bluetooth indicator, followed by your Wi-Fi, hard drive activity indicator, then your battery charge indicator. This is plugged in, but the battery's at a full charge, so that's not lit up. And then the one on the right is just showing you that it's powered. I think you can see that when if the lid is closed, you can see if it's still powered on or whatnot. Let's take a look into the BIOS to see what's available. To get into there, the computer's off. You just hit the power button and then continually hit F2. You also see it pop up on the screen at the bottom right there. So hit that, you'll get into the BIOS. Not a whole lot. On the main page, you can really just change the date and time. The rest of it's just really other information like the model number, P34Gv2. Let's go over to the next one. It's going to be our advanced menu. So you can disable, enable the 3D graphics. There's trusted computing available there. You can enable, disable that. Onboard device configuration, your wireless LAN, Bluetooth, RTC support, and webcam. The Gigabyte USB function on the left-hand side, this is the charging function. The first USB 3.0 port lets you charge, and what that does is the computer can be off. If it's plugged in, it will charge your USB device connected to it, so a phone or anything like that. There's a sticker right next to that USB port so you can see which one it is, but it's the first one there. SATA configuration, really no need to change it away from AHCI. You can change it to IDE or RAID, but since there's only one mSATA slot and one hard disk drive, and they are both the SATA 3 connections, I don't see any reason why you would want to change that from AHCI to anything else. It just shows you what's in port 1 and port 0. You see they are using the light-on mSATA drives at this time. Those are subject to change to whatever they have available at that time. The Intel Rapid Start technology, disable, enable USB configuration. You can turn on legacy USB support. Go over to the chipset. This just shows you information. Again, nothing you can change here. Your RAM slots and your NVPCI Express configuration. And then we got our boot menu here. So you can have the num lock on or off. There is no num keypad on here, a 10 key. So that doesn't really matter a whole lot. And then you can change your boot priorities down here, boot option 1 and your OS type. So we'll go over to security. You can set a password and then save and exit. There are a few things like save your changes, discard changes, or restore default. And that covers the BIOS part there for you. All right, we're going to go ahead and run 3D Mark Vantage on here. Look at some benchmark performance numbers as well as temperatures. We'll go over those once we're done. We got our decibel meters set up, running right around 70 decibels as I talk here, as I be quiet. Looking at about 41.7, 41 and a half, we'll just say, for ambient room noise. This is, of course, to listen to the fans as the benchmark runs, so we'll go ahead and get that started. During this, we'll also run our thermal temperatures, shoot some pictures, show you what the vents look like, the AC adapter, just various areas on the computer as well, to see what kind of thermals that we see. We got 3D Mark all finished up here. 3D Mark Vantage is in front of us. Pretty typical score of what we'd expect from the GTX 860M. We're looking at 18,597. GPU score 18,340. CPU score 19,412. We also did run 3D Mark 11, and here we're seeing a score of 5,065. Graphics score 4,899. Physics score 6,185, and a combined score 4,985. Also had hardware monitor running while we had the benchmarks going. You'll see the CPUs did get kind of high here. We're looking at pretty much average about 90 Celsius all the way through. For some reason, HW Monitor did not pick up the graphics card, but I also did have MSI Afterburner running here. Might be kind of small, but very nice temperatures here. Minimum 46, max 74. So 74 max during a benchmark program or stress test program. That's a very good number to have there. So CPU high, maybe consider getting some better thermal compound on there. We always recommended Icy Diamond thermal compound. I think it's what all of our guys here do prefer to use. And we also ran Crystal Disk Mark here too. And this is checking out the mSATA drive that is pre-installed on there. So SATA 3 speeds, really nice. Read speeds 516, we'll just say, and write speeds of 320 megabytes per second. So that's going to get you the fast boot times and fast program startup times. So that'll really finish up our look at the benchmark performance there. But really good computer. You may have noticed the fans kick up a little bit on this model, a little bit louder, but on a 14-inch computer that is this thin, that still has this hardware, it's almost expected to get a little bit more fan noise to keep those temperatures as low as possible. All right, we got the computer flipped over and we're looking at the bottom of it right now. If you want to just upgrade the RAM itself, they've made that easy to do. It's just one screw here and you can lift this up and you'll see that there's an open DIMM slot here. So you can add an additional 8 GB stick for a total of 16 gigs. It already comes with one 8 GB installed on there. To get to the rest of the computer, you do have to unscrew every single screw that you see on the bottom. Once it's done, nothing real tricky to it. It just really lifts up and away. And we'll go over the parts here with you. Starting right here, here's your 2.5-inch hard drive. Right above it, here's your mSATA slot. And again, this model comes with both of those installed. You're going to see an exhaust fan here and here. So we got the CPU and GPU exhaust fans. We got the dual heat transfer pipes going from the CPU and the GPU off to the exhaust ports. You'll see there's intake fans here. And you'll also notice on the bottom little vents that coincide with those spots. So you don't want to block those. It can definitely cause overheating. So always leave those open so they can take the air in and exhaust out the back. Okay, continuing off, we have your CMOS battery there. Got your Wi-Fi card and then your battery. And as just mentioned, right above it, here's your 2 RAM slots. So that really covers the internals of the computer. You will notice there are warranty void stickers right over the CPU and the GPU, the screws that hold them down. So if those are removed, your warranty is void. Those parts are not upgradable anyway, so you just want to leave those alone. Well, that's going to about finish up our look at the new GIGABYTE P34Gv2-CF1. I want to thank you for taking your time to check it out with us. If you have any questions, check this out. It's www.xoticpc.com. That's exoticpc.com. You can give us a call, 1-877-289-9684. Email sales@exoticpc.com. We have live chat with actual real people, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30 Central Time. You'll find the link to that on our website. Just jump in, ask any questions you have, and one of our sales reps will be happy to answer for you. Thank you so much. Have a good one.